Hey everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden. So today what I want to talk about is, it is September, the beginning of September. It's the week after Labor Day, and it's time to start whipping that garden into shape and start thinking about what you're going to be planting here in the very near future. Now here in Northeast Florida, we're still up in the 90s. I think like right now it's like 90 some odd degrees, 95 or 94, something like that. Yesterday was like 95 degrees. So I'll show you. Let me show you back here. This is my fig tree, and it's a very well established fig tree. And you know, for the most part, a lot of it is still green, but you can see that the heat has really done a number on it. Now we've gotten tons and tons of rain, and you know, it's just, I think it's just the heat. It just tears a lot of different plants up. So that's why we're finally coming towards the end of the dead season, I call it. So the first job you're going to want to take on is like what I got going on here is just weeds. I got tons and tons of weeds, so I got to go through and I got to get them pulled out and get things prepped up. And if you come over here and look, you can see where this used to be a garden here, but it has gotten completely overgrown. So I'm going to do what you see down there. The next time I mow, I'm going to cover this in grass clippings. Use the grass clippings to kill most everything off, and then I'll come through and I'll dig the grass clippings back into the ground or remove them and then plant into that space. All right, so with that being said, one, you got to start prepping your areas for the garden, but two, you got to start thinking about what you're going to plant. Now, my official list, this is from the University of Florida, the Florida Planting Guide. In September, it says to plant bush beans, pole beans, which I did earlier, actually the end of August. Cucumbers, which yes, you can still grow a crop of cucumbers. Summer squash, beets, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, collards, endive, kale, kohlrabi, leeks, lettuce, onions, parsley, radish, and turnips. All right, so these are all the things that you can start planting in September. Now, all right, keep in mind that if you plant these things right now, okay, so the first part of September here in Northeast Florida still stays hot. We're at the peak of hurricane season. We're at the peak of the last little bit of summer. So it's going to stay hot probably until towards the last part of September. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the next few weeks getting everything prepped up, using what kind of compost I have, getting it on the ground, pulling the weeds, and then pulling the remainder of the weeds that sprout back up again. And then probably mid to late September, when the nights start to cool off, when it starts getting 60 degrees at night or in the 60s at night, that's when I feel like I can reliably start planting my cool season crops. All right, now there's a few exceptions to that, but for the most part you want temperatures that are cool at night, because like right now, last night I checked it around midnight and it was still 80 degrees out. All right, and that's just not going to be good for your young seedling plants. You're going to want something, you're going to want a little bit cooler. Now some of the exceptions to that might be your cucumbers. I'm going to probably go ahead and start some cucumbers. Broccoli tends to be pretty tough seedling, so I might start some broccoli. But this is my list. Oh, and this brings up a good point. If you don't have a good seed stock, now is the time to start ordering seed. Like if you haven't got garlic seed already, you're probably going to have a hard time finding it right now, because everybody's going to be buying their fall season garlic. But you're going to want to get on that as soon as possible. So I have broccoli, lots and lots of seed that I have saved for myself. I have daikon radish. I have my lettuce, which I really like, the black-seeded Simpson. I've got beets. I got a couple different varieties of beets in there. Swiss chard, which I will definitely wait till it cools off a bit to start that. I've got some other, a different type of green sprouting broccoli. Some Butter King lettuce. I got these last year, the Anaga Jabai cucumbers, and they did really well. I really like those. Of all the ones that grew, these grew the best. So I'm going to start those again. These I'll probably start in pots. Some more of the black-seeded Simpson lettuce. Tat soy. which is supposed to grow well in the summertime, but it did not take the heat here and it died back. But I'm going to go ahead and get it started very soon. I've got some Munchie cucumbers, which I'll be planting. The Swiss Chard, this is the 4-hook giant, which is really good white, or I should say green, but it's a lighter shade of Swiss Chard. Really tasty. Turnips, I'll be starting some turnips. I've got some straight 8 cucumbers, which did okay. I got some cabbage, which I'll be growing. Some more, I've got actually some saved black-seeded Simpson lettuce, which I'll probably plant that first and see how that goes. Carrots, I like my Danvers, 126 Danvers carrots. The French breakfast radishes seem to do very well. Again, though, I'll wait until it's cooler at night to do that. Some spinach. This is Gigante d'Inverno spinach, which did okay. We'll see how it goes. Beets, I haven't done real well with beets, but I'm going to go ahead and try again. Kale, I'll be planting some more of the dazzling blue kale. I'll start that in pots, and then I'll go ahead and transplant that. This is something new, Ben Hushi Mizuna, which I've never tried before. It's supposed to be really good in salads. Nutritious purple stems and dark greens, adapted to both extreme heat and cold. So we're going to try doing some of that. And then my onions, I got the Violetta da Gama. The Texas Early Grano did the best. And then I've got the Unzen Flats. These are seeds from I got for the spring. And I'll be planting those in pots so that I can put them out. Now the onions and the garlic, I normally do in, I want to say I did it in October last year. I'm going to try and do it in September this year. Get them started in September, get them in the ground in early October. Because it seemed like they didn't get well enough grown before the heat really started. So I'm going to try and start them just a bit earlier. So that's what I got planned. I'm going to get some cleanup done, get things back in, where it should be, get some mulch put down. And keep in mind, the mulch is very important right now because it helps to keep the ground a bit cooler. And then I'm going to try and get some more compost put down, and just to fertilize the soil a little bit. And then we're going to get back into the gardening mode. All right, it's that time of year. So if you haven't started yet, it might be time for you to start thinking about actually prepping your garden, getting it ready to go, so that here in the later part of September, you can start doing some planting. All right, there's a lot of things you can grow basically throughout the winter until it gets really cold. Like last year we had some 25-degree temperatures, and that'll kill a lot of things. But there's still a lot that will continue to grow. All right, so that's what I got going on. That's what I'm planting right now. I highly recommend you get started and think about doing the same. All right, if you want some food for the fall and for the winter, now's the time to start thinking about what you're going to do, how you're going to get it done, and getting your seeds going so that you got the seed stock that you need to get started. Because I'm gonna tell you here, I mean, we're already into the October season, and so a lot of your big box stores and so on get rid of their plant and seed displays and start putting up holiday displays for the October season, for Halloween, and then on into Christmas and all the Christmas stuff. So you won't find as many seeds around. You probably have to get a lot of them online if you don't ever have them. All right, so that's what I got going on. Thanks once again for stopping by. Do me a favor, give me a like and a subscribe, and let me know what you think. But most importantly, grow something. And now's a good time to start prepping up so that here at the, in a couple more weeks, you can start planting your garden up for the fall. All right, thanks once again. Y'all take care and come back and see me.